Hello, everyone. It's been a while. It's Sunday afternoon for me, and I have an amazing story to share. Last week when I was sitting with the fourth graders in the 8 to 10-year-old age group, and we were discussing types of strength, physical strength, mental, and what is it that makes us mentally weak, stops us from doing the things that we might otherwise want to do, right? You have a goal to be president of a student council, but if you're fearful of going up on stage and speaking in front of a crowd, now can you really achieve that goal? Not really. Now let's take a look at this king. This is the story of Napoleon. The way I heard it last week, I found it very relevant to this particular discussion. So, I heard this lady talk about Napoleon, and this is what she said. I don't know if it's all true, but let's just hear the story and decide. So there was this famous King Napoleon, French King Napoleon. He wanted to go and conquer the entire Europe and say, I am going to be the king of Europe. And so he went out on his conquest of, defeating kingdom after kingdom. And he was about to. The only kingdom he needed to defeat was, he had to defeat the British, and then all of Europe was going to be under his rule. So he set out to do this conquering thing. He was almost there. But fate would have it, the British defeat him, captured him, put him in a secluded jail cell far away in some remote island in Africa, and he was not in contact with his people, nothing. Now, this strong, mighty emperor that almost all of Europe feared was now fearful for his own life. And he was so fearful that he just could not think straight. He couldn't strategize. He couldn't say, how do I get out of this place? He had many friends and followers. So one of them really tried and got permission to come see him, actually came and visited him in this island jail cell and said, my dear friend Napoleon, come on, you need to get out of here. I am sure you are in, you're troubled, you're alone. But what I've brought for you in this suitcase is going to be the solution for all of this. So here you go, take this, and I assure you, what's there in the suitcase is going to be the solution for it. And then the friend went away. Now, typically, when I receive a gift from a friend, I usually take it, I open it, I enjoy my gift. I'm sure you do it too. But Napoleon, what did he do? He was so scared. He did not open that box. And that box lay in the corner of the room collecting dust for years. And what happened? Napoleon died, and he didn't open the suitcase. Many years later, when collectors wanted to, when collectors were collecting items that belonged to Napoleon, all of his items came out on auction, and there were many of those collectors that wanted something, some small piece at least of what belonged to Napoleon. This briefcase was one among those items that got auctioned. Now, before the auction, the people wanted to examine what the contents were of this briefcase, right? So they opened it, and guess what was there? There was a map and a detailed plan of how to get out of that jail cell. If Napoleon had opened that briefcase, he would have obviously escaped, he would have reunited, and he would have probably conquered and been the emperor of Europe, right? It didn't happen. So like this, I'm sure there are many fears that you may have that probably stop you from achieving your goal. What are they? Are you going to be like Napoleon, or are you going to be like Sham? I'm going to share another story. Stay tuned, to find out how Sham deals with it. Okay, see you then.